Hi everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and we are going to understand a very important chapter today in the history portion, GS paper 1, and it is also a part of your history optional as well. तो आज हम बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चैप्टर समझने वाले हैं हिस्ट्री में, वो है हर्षाज एम्पायर. नाउ हर्षाज एम्पायर इज द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ योर एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री, राइट. आपकी एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री का बिल्कुल लास्ट पार्ट होता है ना हर्षाज एम्पायर, इसलिए ये पढ़ना जरूरी है. So let's study Harsha's empire. Also, here's a small announcement for all of you. Before we study or before we go ahead with the Harsha's Empire, I have to share a very important announcement with all of you. I have launched a crash course on ancient history on Unacademy Plus. Unacademy Plus पे and this will be a 8 session crash course. 8 session का ये crash course होगा जो मैंने launch किया है Unacademy Plus पर and it is starting from 18th of Feb 2021. So what is this course all about and how in 8 days we are going to complete the most important topics of ancient history for your preliminary examination? Let's have a look. So over here you can see this is a crash course on ancient history for prelims 21 starting on Feb 18. ये Feb 18 को start हो रहा है. First class will be Indus Valley Civilization at 8 AM in the morning. 2 hours का एक lecture होगा. And then Aryan Civilization, religious movements. Then we'll have a weekly quiz on 21st Feb. Then Mauryan Empire and doubt clearing session. Pre-Buddhist Shramana School and Indo-Greeks. Weekly quiz part 2, South Indian history, Gupta Empire. Then we'll have post Gupta period doubt clearing session and mega quiz. So this will be the structure of the crash course. You have to enroll, go to Unacademy Plus and also use code Sharma20 to get 10% discount on your subscription. अपने Unacademy Plus के subscription पर आपको easily 10% off मिल जाएगा अगर आप ये code use करते हो Sharma20. तो आज फटाफट से सब्सक्राइब कर लो बिकॉज 18th से ना ये कोर्स स्टार्ट हो रहा है एंड इट इज अ 8 लेसन सीरीज जिसके अंदर हम पूरा फुल कवरेज एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री का 2 आवर्स इंडिविजुअल क्लासेस में करेंगे. ठीक है, सो मेक श्योर दैट यू एनरोल इन दिस कोर्स. द लिंक इज गिवन बिलो इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स. इस कोर्स का लिंक भी मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया हुआ है, आप फटाफट उसमें एनरोल कर सकते हो. यू कैन एनरोल इन द कोर्स, राइट. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द क्लास देन. क्लास शुरू करते हैं विदाउट एनी डिले. So now we are starting with the Harsha's empire or the Harshvardhana empire. आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पर that this extent was Harsha's empire. ये जो extent देख रहे हो ना आप, ये हर्षा का empire है. ठीक है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट एंड नॉर्थ वेस्ट रीजन इट इज completely covered by Harsha's empire. This is the empire of Harsha और हर्षवर्धना. When we talk about Harsha's empire, we start with the पुष्यभूति dynasty. देखो, because इसके जो फाउंडर थे वो पुष्यभूति थे और पुष्यभूति कौन हुआ करते थे, इनको वर्धनास भी बोलते थे और ये गुप्तास के टाइम पीरियड में ना फिड्यूटरीज हुआ करते थे, सामंत हुआ करते थे. ठीक है, फिड्यूटरीज का मतलब क्या होता है, सामंत होता है. ठीक है, दे वर द फ्यूडेटरीज इन द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ गुप्तास एंड दे वर ऑल्सो नोन एज वर्धनास. इसलिए इनका नाम हर्षवर्धन, जब हर्ष आते हैं तो उनका नाम हर्षवर्धना कहलाया जाता है बिकॉज ही इज फ्रॉम द same dynasty. And they became independent ruler after the Han invasion which destroyed the Gupta empire. जैसे ही गुप्ता एम्पायर का डिक्लाइन होता है, हंस का इन्वेजन होता है और उसी वक्त पुष्यभूतिस जो है वो इंडिपेंडेंटली रूल करने लगते हैं. Their capital was थानेश्वर which is north of Delhi and an important king of Vardhan dynasty was Prabhakar Vardhan. And after Prabhakar Vardhan's death, his elder son Rajyavardhan assumed the throne and he was treacherously murdered by Sasanka who was the ruler of Bengal. And after Rajyavardhan, when he was killed, Harshvardhan succeeded his brother. He was also the son of Prabhakar Vardhana. Okay, तो जैसे ही इनके भाई राज्यवर्धन की डेथ होती है, ये एम्पायर को अपने कब्जे में कर लेते हैं और एम्पायर को कंट्रोल में ले आते हैं एंड देन वी सी द हर्षवर्धना एम्पायर which becomes very very famous. So over here, what are the sources through which you can study the Harshvardhana's empire? कौन कौन से sources हैं जिसके थ्रू आप हर्षवर्धन के एम्पायर को पढ़ सकते हैं? First we have the Harsha Charita which is written by Bana Bhatta, which was the court poet of Harsha. Then we have the travel diaries and travel records of Hyun Sang, that is the Chinese traveler. Then we have the dramas written by Harsha himself, Ratnavali, Nagananda, Priyadarshika. We have Madhuben plate inscription and Sonapat inscription, Banskhera inscription which has Harsha's signature also. King Harshvardhana was known as Harsha and he was the son of Prabhakar Vardhana who was the founder of Pushyabhuti dynasty which is also known as Vardhana dynasty. Harshvardhana is the most prominent Indian emperor in the 7th century AD because he built a very huge empire after his brother Rajyavardhana was killed by the ruler of Bengal. And his reforms and policies were very humble, very generous. They were always aimed at boosting the peace, prosperity and economy of his society. So first let us understand what is Harsha Charita, through which we get the account of Harshvardhana. Harsha Charita or Harsha Charit, that is the deeds of Harsha, is the biography of Indian Emperor Harsha by Bana Bhatta. Bana Bhatta is also known as Bana, who was the court poet of Harsha. He was Astank Kavi, that is court poet. जो सभा में poet होता है राजा के, उसे हम court poet बोलते हैं. Harsha Charita was first composition of Bana and is considered to be the beginning of writing of historical poetic works in Sanskrit language. So Harsha Charita is written in the Sanskrit language. Bana has provided detailed and vivid description of rural India's natural environment, the industry, extraordinary industry. Then he has also mentioned about the reforms, policies, regulations of Harsha. Okay, he has described Harsha, Harsha in not an unbiased appraisal. ठीक है, यानी कि unbiased appraisal में नहीं, because it presents emperor's actions in an overly favorable light, because obviously he was the court poet, तो वो अच्छी अच्छी बातें ही लिखेंगे हर्षा के बारे में. तो बोला जाता है कि इनका जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है हर्षवर्धन के बारे में वो unbiased है. ठीक है, सॉरी biased है. ठीक है, not unbiased but it is biased to appease the king. Then next we have the travel records by Yun Sang. Now Yun Sang, he was a Chinese traveler who came to India in the period of Emperor Harsha, and when he went back to China he wrote a detailed description of India during the reign of Harsha in his book called, इनकी किताब का नाम क्या था, CU की और Record of Western Countries. This is important for prelims, ये prelims के लिए important है. His description has been accepted as the best available source of knowing the administrative, social and cultural condition of India at that time. Basically, इनका account जो है, अब you cannot entirely depend on it because he had a very good relation with Harsha. He was a very close friend of Harsha. So again, you can say that he has favored Harsha and his reforms and administration, ठीक है, in a biased manner. Okay, थोड़ा सा bias हो जाता है because to glorify Buddhism and Harsha, because of he was the follower of Buddhism, so that is why he has glorified a little bit. Then over here we have the Madhuban inscription. This plate was discovered in Jan 1988 in a field near the village of Madhuban in Paragna Nathupur of Tehsil Sagri in Azamgarh district of Banaras in UP. And the inscription which it contains has been already edited by late Professor Bowler, and it is desirable to issue a facsimile of the plate, that is the re-edited version. ये एक single copper plate है जो कि एक ही साइड पर inscribed है, एक ही साइड पर इस पे लिखा हुआ है. And judging by the impressions, a seal was soldered onto the middle of the proper right aid of free plate, just as is the case with the Banskira plate of Harsha and the 3 plates of Maharajas of Mahodaya. इसमें होता क्या है, आप साइड में देखोगे, it has been a little bit towed out. यहाँ पर आप देखोगे it has been damaged a little bit. यहाँ पर हर्षा के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में एंड रिलीजियस पॉलिसीज के बारे में पता चलता है इस इंस्क्रिप्शन के द्वारा. This inscription is a charter, that is a order, royal order of the well-known king Harsha or Harshvardhana, who is the hero of Bana's Harsha Charita. Then we have the Sogora copper plate inscription. ये आप देखोगे यहाँ पर, ये Sogora copper plate inscription, which is an Indian copper plate inscription written in Prakrit in the Brahmi script. Prakrit language was used in Jainism also. इस language को Jainism में भी use किया गया था. It was discovered in Sogora, which is in UP. ठीक है, copper plate है 3rd century BCE का, which belongs to the Harshvardhana Empire. Then we have the Banskira inscription. This is the signature of Shri Harsha. Harsha के ये signature हैं, आप देख सकते हो इधर. This is the signature of Harsha. ठीक है. So this Banskira inscription tells you about the signature of Harsha. That also tells you about the presence of Harsha during the ancient history. Ancient history के दौरान आप देख सकते हो ये presence of Harsha है जो आपको देखने को मिलता है यहाँ पर उनके signature के through. So when we talk about Harshvardhana, now Prince Harsha, knowing of his brother's murder, that is Rajyavardhana's murder, he swore vengeance on Shashanka, who by then had occupied Kanyak Bhuja and declared war. He marched with his army and concluded a treaty with King Bhaskaravarman of Kamarpura, that is in Assam right now. The unfinished Harsha Charita is silent on what happened as regards this war. तो ये बदले की भावना से, अपने भाई के बदले की मौत के बदले की भावना से जब जाते हैं, इस इंस्क्रिप्शन में जितने भी इंस्क्रिप्शन है या जितनी भी हर्षा चरिता है जो भानाभट्टा ने लिखी है, उसमें ये नहीं लिखा कि किस तरीके से हर्षा अपना बदला लेते हैं. It appears at that point Shashanka, fearing the combined might of Harsha and Bhaskara Varman and his own weak position, especially after the rout of allied Malwa army, withdrew from the contest, and finally Harsha managed to rescue his sister and occupy Kanyak Bhuja and snatch it away from Shashanka. If we look at the economy and society during Harsha's rule, we'll find that there was a fourfold Varna system. We had Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. जैसे कि आप वैदिक पीरियड में वर्ण सिस्टम पढ़ते हो, ठीक है, उसी हिसाब से यहाँ पर भी आपका 4-fold वर्ण सिस्टम था. ठीक है, आपके आपके ब्राह्मण्स थे, क्षत्रिय थे, आपके वैश्य थे और आपके शूद्रास भी थे यहाँ पर. राइट, ये पॉइंट आपको याद रखना है. देन पोजीशन ऑफ विमेन की अगर हम बात करें, विमेन लॉस्ट द प्रिविलेजेस ऑफ स्वयंवर. पहले स्वयंवर हुआ करते थे ना, when the women can choose their own grooms, right? But here there was no such kind of thing. Widow remarriage was not permitted, especially among higher caste, and practice of dowry and sati became prevalent during Harsha's period. Then burial of dead. Dead were disposed either by cremation, water burial, that is जल समाधि जिसको हम बोलते हैं, कि बॉडी को क्या करते हैं हम, स्टोन से, रॉक से बांध देते हैं और उसे पानी में डाल देते हैं, जल समाधि हो जाता है. और एक्सपोजर इन द वुड्स. During Harshavardhana's reign, trade and commerce declined, and as depicted by decrease in trade centers, which affected handicraft and agriculture sector also. So this also led to rise of self-sufficient village economy at that time. यहाँ तक पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया सभी को? तो ये आपका हर्षवर्धन का टाइम पीरियड था. दिस वॉज द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ हर्षवर्धना, द इकोनॉमी एंड सोसाइटी ड्यूरिंग हर्षाज रूल. तो ये आपके tidbits थे. These were the important tidbits during the Harsha's empire. Also, we are going to cover it in detail in this crash course on ancient history for prelims 2021. So if you are interested, you can subscribe now. The link is given below in the description box. Thank you.